Watching the world burn, watching the world burn, July 14th, 2024. Let's get into it. So I guess the story of the day was the continuing saga about really what took place. Now, I posted a video yesterday. It was a quick video. I was trying to give you an analysis of what it would take to shoot Trump from a major distance. Now, they're saying it was only 150 yards, which, I mean, that's insane. That means that it was by design. There's no way anybody gets within 150 yards to shoot the president unless, and then of course, if you saw the snipers up on the building, you know, they were sitting there watching this guy and waited for him to take 5 shots at the president.
Take a look at what happened. Old, and if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
You can see the guy now. I think the hip of the guy is down.
So I don't know. I mean, you know, my scenario has been that there was a second shot from another place that took Trump's ear off, because I didn't think this guy had the expertise. It was just a 20-year-old juvenile delinquent that was a patsy. So anyway, you know, let's just get into the video here. Anyway, so this is why on earth is the House GOP, this is DC Dranko, by the way, allowing the Secret Service and the FBI to investigate themselves? We need a special committee. The FBI spied on Trump's campaign and raided his house. No way they'll be fair. Yeah, and I'm sure that the FBI was involved with this assassination attempt on Trump, you know. But, you know, you believe what you will. I mean, if you're a Democrat. And by the way, that's going to be the end of this video. Is I made a video a while back that what it is to be a Democrat. So we're gonna put that on the tail end of this video. Secret Service put a bunch of 5.5 women to protect Trump, and snipers just watched the shooter. The House GOP needs to do its job and hold Biden executive accountable with a real committee. Anyway, I tell you what, it was a fiasco. We're going to get into my video. This was a video I made back when I just gotten back from breaking my neck. I'll have the neck brace on, and it's called "You Might Be a Democrat If," just like Jeff Foxworthy. You might be a Democrat. Peace out. Stay free. You might be a Democrat if, and so I'm gonna do a few of those. So you might be a Democrat if you believe fentanyl is a good thing, and only 100,000, well, over 100,000 people have died. So as a Democrat, well, especially a progressive Democrat, you're just going, well, that just means it takes a lot less to get high. So you might be a Democrat if you think 2 million people coming across the open border in the South is a good idea. Oh, and of course, drug cartels. You might be a Democrat if you think that homeless people on the streets is a good idea, and just step over their bodies and think, wow, they should have done better in life. Let's see. You might be a Democrat if you don't think that Milley is a traitor. You might be a Democrat if you think that what took place in Afghanistan was a good idea. You might be a Democrat if, when confronted about what took place in Afghanistan, rather than debate the issue, you run away like a little rat. Just run away, run away, run away. See, you might be a Democrat if you think 85,000 new IRS agents ain't going to come back to haunt you. Of course, it's only going to haunt Republicans. You might be a Democrat if you think a toaster is racist. Because everything to a Democrat is racist. I mean, obviously, any position you take against a Democrat is racist. You might be a Democrat if you think an Asian American is a racist individual that needs to be discriminated against. You might be a Democrat if you think that crime is not on the rise, or if you just think that, hey, as long as you're living in your highfalutin area and what's taking place down in the inner city ain't going to come back to impact you. You might be a Democrat if you think that redistribution of wealth is a good idea. In other words, let's say the student loans, you're going to say, well, you know what, that's just government money. No, it's taxpayer money. And in fact, it's some of your money as a Democrat, but you might be a Democrat if you think, well, that doesn't impact me. I'm glad that all of these people are going to get forgiven for their student loans. You might be a Democrat if all you watch is MSDNC or CBS or ABC or CNN or all the propaganda from the federal government. You might be a Democrat if you still think the FBI is on your side. Oh, let's see. You might be a Democrat if you think raising taxes is a good idea. Let's see. What else? You might be a Democrat if you think that, the housing market, and this is probably true of some Republicans, is not going to crash. Of which we are already in the death throes of that. I think we've seen a 25% decrease in real estate prices across the nation. And you might be a Democrat if you actually think the Federal Reserve has a handle on things, and that the only way we're going to solve the debt crisis is not going to be by raising interest rates. It's going to be by hyperinflation. We're going to inflate our way out of this crisis. And so you might be a Democrat if you still think that gold, platinum, and silver are pet rocks and that the stock market's going to rebound. Oh yeah, you might be a Democrat if you think that there's not going to be a stock market crash. Oh man, let's see, what else you might be a Democrat about. You might be a Democrat if you think that all the Build Back Better is going towards infrastructure, or the Green New Deal is going to work. You might be a Democrat if you're looking at Europe and thinking they're doing well with their Green New Deal. You might be a Democrat if you think that Russia isn't winning the war in Ukraine and that it's all by design. Or you might be a Democrat if you don't think that the hypersonic missiles that Russia has developed with nuclear warheads on them might just blow you up. Let's see, and that nuclear war is winnable. Yeah, so that'd be a Democrat thought. Let's see, what else you might be a Democrat about? You might be a Democrat if you think that all these young women coming across the border aren't being exploited as sex slaves. Or actually, you might be participating in it if you're a Democrat. That's the only thing I can figure on, because obviously that's what you want. You know, oh man, you might be a Democrat if you're for abortion. So, okay, and you say, well, a woman's right to choose. Well, no Republican stands against a woman's right to choose up to a certain point in most states. And of course, you know, depending on the situation, you know, whether the woman's threatened by her unborn child. But, you know, you might be a Democrat if you think that centralizing power in a socialist, communist government is better than having the power next to you where you can go into a local election and have influence. No, you want everything coming out of Washington, D.C. You might be a Democrat if you don't think that farmers grow food. You know, I mean, you might be a Democrat if you think fossil fuels are evil. You know, you might be a Democrat if you think that windmills and solar panels are going to solve the energy crisis. Oh yeah, and as a Democrat, you might be a Democrat if you think that pipelines are an evil thing rather than, you would rather see trains and tractor trailers transporting all our oil across the United States in precarious situations rather than have a pipeline like the Keystone Pipeline. Woo! Let's see. You might be a Democrat if you think that cutting fire lanes in forests to prevent forest fires and also using that timber for lumber is a bad idea. What else? You might be a Democrat if you think that printing money to oblivion and inflating the dollar into non-existence is a good idea, because obviously as a Democrat you think that we can just spend money. Let's see, what else? I don't know. I guess, you know, that's kind of my Jeff Foxworthy thing on the Democrats. So let me get into where I think things are heading as far as the whole deal. And man, I tell you, you know, we get a little bit of positive news every now and then, and that's the initial thing about the FBI guy getting fired. That was good. But we're heading for some dark times. Let me explain. I mean, if you think that Milley and, well, Austin, I mean, Austin's a complete idiot. You know, that guy's dumber than a bag of stones. Oh God, he's in charge of our military. But no, I mean, you know, if you think that, you know, they don't know what they're doing, they knew what they were doing. When we pulled out of Afghanistan, it was by design. They wanted to tarnish the United States. I mean, these people are all about destroying everything. You know, and the border. No way you let 2 million people across the border. But a lot of people go, well, you know, they don't know what's going on, or, you know, the border's, well, if you're a Democrat, you probably believe the border's secure. Oh my God. Oh, if you're a Democrat, you probably don't know that George Washington was the first president of the United States, or who Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, Hamilton, I mean, Abraham Lincoln, you probably don't even know who they were, you know, or Ronald Reagan for that matter. Oh my God. I love watching them interviews on, if you're a Democrat, you probably think that the news that you're getting, what little bit that you study, you know, is actual news and not propaganda. Oh my God, how far can I go with all of this? But anyway, so what took place in Afghanistan was by design. Isolating Russia, basically forcing them into, well, what do they call it? The new brick. Well, there's brick and woods way back in the day, and now the new nations, India, China, Russia, they're all aligned to establish their own currency. Basically, we're just hastening that all along, and you can't say that this is all isn't by design. I mean, they're going to crush the dollar. And I would tell my stepsister that cash is trash. So I hope, and in that vein, just let's talk a little bit of local stuff. You know, like today, you know, for example, you know, I've said in the past that oh yeah, if you're a Democrat, you feel like wearing a mask outside is a good idea. It's going to protect you. And of course, it has to be a cloth mask, not an N95. You know, N95 might give you some protection. But yeah, if you're a Democrat, you probably are still wearing a mask in a restaurant, walking up to your table and then taking it off so you can eat your food and thinking that protects you from whatever might be floating around. If you're a Democrat, you think that the COVID nightmare is going to continue for the next 100 years, which it actually is. It's just like the flu. It's going to keep coming back, and we're going to have some devastating strains that are going to come through. The question is, are you going to turn all the power over to the government again to shut everything down and put everybody out of business, which they've already done for the most part. If you're a Democrat, you think hiring 87,000 new IRS agents is a good idea. Yep, that's what Democrats want. I tell you, I hope to God they don't come to Florida. Get the hell out of Florida. Stay in New York, stay in California, stay in Illinois. You know, those are three places. Of course, you know, a lot of the northern states, be sure, you know, don't come to Florida, don't come south. Anyway, I guess that's about it for this video. I really wanted to get into the whole scenario as it's all taking place, as to how they're just completely destroying the dollar, and you know, and basically, you know, there's going to be a new currency here soon, and man, that is going to hurt all of us. And I don't know. I can't predict the future other than that. And all I can tell you is what I'm doing. I'm not a financial guru. I buy a little bit of silver here and there from time to time, and that's all I can afford. And then as far as the house goes, I'm always replacing stuff. So, you know, now might be a good time to buy some N95 masks. Let's say the next strain of COVID is another pandemic. You know, I got caught with my pants down on this latest pandemic. I had some N95 masks, but they were they were from 2003. Oh my God, they were like 20 years old. I mean, you know, you put them on and they fell apart. So yeah, you might want to upgrade a little bit of that. Right now, $19.99 at Walmart, you can get 10 of them. That's not a great price, but it's not bad. The other thing that I bought was I went ahead and bought a full face shield. It's $109 at Walmart with the canisters. And that's because, you know, I do woodworking and stuff, and it's nice to have those filters on. And also, you know, I do some work with some mirror acid and stuff like that with the vapors that come up. And my old mask, I've been wearing it for 15 years, I'm sure. It was, but you know what? My lungs never burnt wearing it, but I mean, it was time for it to go, and you know, no way I could buy filters for it, so it was just time to go. And did you want the full face mask? You could just get the respirator for your face, but I thought, you know, what the hell? Because I'm guilty, man. I'll wear those goggles and then pop them up because I don't like the feel of the mask on my head. And boy, you're setting yourself up for disaster at that point. You get some of those chemicals in your eyes, or even some gases. Hell, you know, even C4. I mean, yeah, breathing the stuff is bad, but it still burns your eyes. You know, I mean, if you've ever gone through a gas chamber, which I have, so you know, you never know in your house. You know, maybe the FBI hasn't been cleaned out completely, and they might shoot some stuff through the windows. You know, you never know.